It has to be 18 to 21 is the only age that's appropriate.
That's because those are the only girls you can get. Because anyone who's 22 or older is going to look at Togi and realize
I am just actually on paper an idiot. I think that's great. Stand your ground.
But you could throw me around and
Yeah, but I don't
both
want to
similar
throw you
shapes.
Well,
around.
that's disgusting, Steiny. What?
How's that disgusting?
You want to be thrown around?
Well, she's strong as bro.
And so imagine being a male and simping to this level. Oh, you're so strong, you would throw me around. Togi's like, do you really want to be thrown around with somebody? And he's like, look at her. She's not that jacked. She has a bit of abs. She works out. She's natural. You really think that she's too masculine? She's too strong? That you couldn't put her in her place? Really?
That's disgusting. A big girl that's going to toss you around.
Okay, whatever.
That's
dude.
super gay.
I'm going to argue that a big girl who's stronger than you, if you're with them, doesn't make you gay. They're still female. And for me, to be gay, you have to have sex with another man, or at least want to. If you're dating somebody who's stronger than you, from perhaps using steroids, whatever, it doesn't make you gay.
If you really think about what's going on there, like, you're being, like, dominated.
There are gay men in homosexual relationships where one is more alpha and the other one is more beta. One person who's gay can be more masculine than the other. It's not two guys getting together who both want to be dominated by their partner.
Do you like older girls?
Yes.
Oh my god, dude, that's disgusting.
Is it also gay to like older women?
What's older, bro? My limit's 35.
And so Steiny says, look, my limit's 35. He's 30 years of age. That's 5 years older than him. Nothing wrong with that. But I do believe if a 36-year-old woman who was very hot, very desirable, were to present herself to him, he wouldn't be saying no. Let's just say he wouldn't be kicking her out of bed for eating crackers. Oh, come to find out you're 36, not 35. Oh my goodness, get out of my bed. I don't think so.
I won't even 2-year-old. It has to be 18 to 21 is the only age that's appropriate.
And Togi says the only girls I'll date have to be between 18 and 21. That's because those are the only girls you can get. Because anyone who's 22 or older is going to look at Togi and realize he's a degenerate gambler, that I don't want him to be the potential father of my child.
You know every older woman wants to dominate you? Like, they are into, like, younger guys because they want to.
All right, so he's
Every,
That
like,
makes
Togi.
sense.
Togi's not as experienced.
And so Togi, who's perhaps never had a woman in his life, he doesn't know what it's really like. Listen, Togi, just because a woman is 23, 24, 25, let's say even 30, doesn't mean that woman wants to dominate you. It's not true.
Bro, you get down with the 33, 34-year-old, they are the most experienced chick you'll ever be with.
So Togi, just because it hasn't happened to you, just because you've never met an older woman who wanted to submit to you, doesn't mean that all older women want to dominate their men's in bed.
I know that you like to be like that dominant, like, bend this chick over and just go ham on her, but what?
There's a girl here. Let's just.
And so Sarah's like, look, I've heard enough. I'm not part of this conversation. I don't want to hear this.
I've never even considered entertaining that because they are more experienced, and if anything, that's like a gross.
Guys, just because a woman is 33 or God forbid 34 years of age doesn't mean they're all washed up and cannot perform in the bedroom. Now, if you have a hard time performing in the bedroom, don't forget to pick up Harder Than Last Time. You know what it's for. Code Greg, 15 freaking % off.
The natural, like, interaction between men and women is girls like being with an older guy because they want to be dominated. They're submissive.
It isn't that women want to be dominated and submit to an older man. It isn't just that. Perhaps some do, but the reason women want to be with an older man has a lot to do with what they offer, their life experiences, the fact that they're perhaps more mature, ready to settle down. There's a host of other reasons. Men reach their peak SMV, their sexual market value, somewhere in their late 30s, early 40s. Women around 24 to 26 years of age. And so because of that, women typically want to settle down with somebody older, and men who are older want to settle down with somebody younger. That is how it works.
It's like, oh, I'm good at sex. But then it's like, oh, but like maybe I should tie you up a little bit.
And he doesn't just say most, it's every single woman deep down, that is what they want. No, Togi, it's not what every older woman wants.
But it's also gross. Like, an older lady, I don't want to think about the 70 men that have prior.
I'll pay you.
Also, Togi, just because a woman's older than you doesn't mean that 70 guys have ridden the village bicycle. A woman can be older and not have had multiple partners.
I'll pay you $5,000 to take down a 65-year-old. Like a hot, like, mom/grandma.
I could probably make it work.
When we say older woman, we're not saying gilfs, grandmas I'd like to fool around with. We're not saying that. An older woman is somebody who's older than you. It might be by 1 year, it might be by 10, but it doesn't have to be by 40 years.
To be fair, I've not tried it,
Yeah.
but it would feel gay.
It wouldn't feel gay. Not that I have any experience with that, but I can imagine having sex with a woman who's perhaps older wouldn't feel like you're having sex with a man. Last I checked, women don't have a downstairs, and I know it's 2024, and people can identify as whatever they want, but in my definition, if you've got a downstairs like mine, then you're not a freaking woman.
You are deep into the Togi lore.
I'm
You've
telling
seen all
you,
my
I
clips.
see
That
it.
was like a
That's what I'm
old
saying.
clip.
There's some chemistry here, bro.
And so Togi and Sari are hitting it off. She's watched all his content. She knows about the clips that he's posted. He's like, you're deep into the Togi. Or perhaps it's Togi that wants to be deep inside of her.
She's a huge fan. So you requested she come on. She was like, oh my God, Togi, I would love to do this.
It's like a dating show.
And so perhaps this is a dating show. They're getting matched up. But unfortunately, she's an older woman. She's 23, Togi's 22. And so it couldn't work. The dynamic would be way off. She would clearly want to dominate, tie him up, and peg him. That's why Togi and Sarah, it's never going to work.
And I'm being sarcastic.
And I'm being sarcastic. Of course, he could date Sarah. But Sarah is not that stupid. She would never date a Togi.
Except for you don't like guys that party.
Yeah, I'm like sober. So it would make sense.
We
You probably
would
also
not get along very well then, no.
And so imagine her dating Togi. She doesn't like to party. She doesn't get drunk. She doesn't do drugs. She's 100% natural. She works hard, while Togi is the exact opposite.
Are
Not
you like
built
an
for it.
aggressive person?
No, I mean, I take a lot of steroids, which doesn't help because the biggest guy, so everyone's always trying to fight me when they're drunk. And it's just like, I don't want to like, well, I actually got kicked out of my frat because I did fight the president.
No, I'm not really aggressive, not really violent, but well, I was on trend and I did get kicked out of my frat for fighting the president. But I'm not aggressive.
I'll stand on that. He was irritating the shit out of me and he was acting like, I don't know, he just was my dad.
And so he didn't like the fact that he was trying to tell him what he should or shouldn't be doing, that he perhaps was trying to help him. He is, after all, the president of this frat house. He's trying to help him, but remember, he was only 150 pounds, and you can't speak to somebody like that if they're bigger than you. Why can't he? He's trying to help you.
My repping weight is probably like, what's a plate and a 10 on each side?
I don't know, that is not
155.
a weight that I would ever put on.
Sarah's quick to say it's 155. She's probably bench pressed that much before. But just because you don't use that weight, you should be able to think, okay, a plate on each side, those are 45 pounds each. The bar is 45. So that's 135 pounds. 135 plus 2 tens, that's 20 more pounds, 155 pounds. Togi, he can't do that. That's too much math. That's for somebody with a normal IQ.
It's good that you clean before you put the needle in. I've seen you. You clean it and then put the needle in.
Oh, I stopped doing that.
And so Togi, who clearly cares about his health, he doesn't bother swabbing the skin before he does an injection. Remember, there's bacteria on your skin, and if you poke a needle through your skin, you're exposing the inside of your body to the outside world. And so he's done that once before, but then said, I'm not going to do it this time. And because he didn't get sick that one time, he doesn't ever bother to doing it again. Does this make any sense?
If I feel really gross, like if I've been like sweating all day, like maybe I'll
Maybe.
do it. But usually like I get out of the shower, just like, you're good.
And so if he feels really bad, he's been sweating all day, he's very grimy, then maybe he'll take a shower and then do the injection. But why would you bother swabbing? I mean, it adds a whole 3 seconds to the process.
Sarah, you don't get a lot of that.
Oh my God, so much.
Of what?
Of hateful comments. I get so many saying I look like a boy.
I don't think you look like a guy.
And so Steiny continued to glaze Sarah. You don't look like a boy. We should rename Steiny as the Rizzler. I mean, bro's got it going on. Bro's got all the best lines. You don't look like a boy. And I'd get tossed around if I tried to have sex with you. Boy's the Rizzler.
You just wanted to get tossed around by her though. That's
Yeah,
a
that-
whole.
I don't know if I kind of want to backtrack on that. And I don't know if that made me look like an alpha bro male.
Yeah, bro. Not making you look very alpha after all.
I'm like 22, and it's like I kind of want you to just like shut the fuck up, do the dishes, suck my and be fun. Like this is more like maybe like a wife scenario.
Sure.
Thank you, Togi. So sweet of you to say that.
Dude, you don't get enough credit for how honest you are with everything.
And so you do have to give Togi credit for being honest. He is, in fact, himself. Most people wouldn't dare put out the things that he's saying. Most of the fitness world, the social media influencers, they're just telling you what they think you want to hear. Togi, he just don't care. And so that is one thing you have to like about Togi.
Do you do your blood work routinely?
Every month.
Hell yeah. Okay.
What do those charts look like?
Right now, I'm not very healthy.
Do you get your blood work done? Oh, yeah, every month. Oh, really? That's so great. And how's the blood work? It's not good. But yet he continues to use and abuse steroids.
I posted my blood work, and people, the internet went crazy that I had blood work like that, because it's like the heart of like an 80-year-old man. But that's how it is when you are on cycle.
Last I checked, he's always on steroids. And so where is in fact the break? But let's consider this. If you're on steroids half of the year, for half of the year you're doing damage. The other half of the year, when you're not on steroids, you're not doing damage. But doesn't that mean that 50% of the time you're still doing damage?
I have aura, by the way, and how do
A baked aura, which is like poor and gay kind of vibes. Obviously, you're not poor or gay. Maybe.
And so the vibe check with Steiny is that he's both poor and gay because he looks like a stoner. Where does Togi come up with these things?
Because the whole toss
What the
around
fuck?
thing. But what I'm
the
saying
toss
is,
around thing was not. You're looking at it wrong, bro.
And so perhaps it's because he says, hey, she could toss me around. And so Togi heard that and thought, tossed around, woman. Perhaps he's gay. He's also poor. Perhaps he doesn't like how he dresses. I don't know where he's gotten the poor vibes. And he thinks he's gay because he thinks that Sarah could toss him around as a woman.
When I do smoke, helps my creative sometimes.
If you need to smoke marijuana to be more creative and to help you with your work, there's something wrong with you. You shouldn't need to take a depressant, something that's going to slow you down to make you more productive. Does that make sense to you?
What age do you think that's appropriate to start these things?
Did we really now just ask Togi at what age teenagers should begin using drugs? At what age they should start? What kind of question is that?
I would be a hypocrite if I said any number other than like 14 years old, because that's when I started doing them.
And I stand corrected. I thought he began using drugs at 16. He's now corrected me. It's 14. And so he says he would be a hypocrite if he said any age other than beginning to use drugs at 14. Togi, it doesn't make you a hypocrite to say that you shouldn't do steroids and or drugs at the age of 14. You could say, look, I personally started when I was 14. It's a big mistake. It cost me my baseball career. I would suggest you don't do drugs ever when you're a teenager. Wait until you're older, but never ever break the law, and only do so with the advice and consent from your doctor. But it's not cool to say that. You know, I have a brand. I have to look cool. And so I'm going to tell the kids, 14, that's when I started. And so that's probably the age when you can start.
So I can't sit here and tell people wait till you're 20, because I did it when I was 14. I thought it was great.
How are we arguing that he turned out great? By what metric is he great? The fact that he makes a lot of money? Is it just money as the standard? If you ask his parents, would you trade Togi's what he's doing right now, all the money he's making, if he were not abusing drugs? Do you think the parents would say, no, I want the Togi with money? Money is not the standard of saying if somebody was successful or if they're not.
You might be the outlier and like you are super successful, but I'm saying that might not apply to someone else's brain chemistry, another 14-year-old.
And so Sarah says, just because Togi turned out okay, he can have a conversation right now, doesn't mean that you'll be okay and that you'll be able to have a conversation. And so maybe just wait a little bit.
Do you want kids like soon?
No, not soon.
She would be not necessarily,
That's the
but
kind of
that
mother.
would be the mother I need right there.
And so the qualifications for a mom, it's Sarah. And so perhaps Togi's going to put her on the bench for a little while, get her off the bench, perhaps in 5 years from now when he's ready to settle down. Perhaps by then he'll be able to change his mindset and perhaps date an older woman.
Based off of my
But
short
she
interaction.
has cats.
I'm a
That's
cat
problem.
person.
Okay. Yeah, that's not good.
Found out she has cats? Nope, you're again off the list. I will not date women who have cats. I mean, the standards have gotten out of hand. For men, you got to be over 6 feet tall, have 6 inches, and make 6 figures. And for women, you have to do the dishes, suck my you-know-what, not have a high body count, be younger than me, and not have any cats whatsoever.
If I'm single in 5 years and you're single in 5 years, let's just do it.
Oh my God. And so Steiny, again, the Resonator. Hey, if you're single in 5 years and I'm single in 5 years, we should just get married and have a family. She looks at him, doesn't respond. Steiny, it's not going to happen.
But you genuinely are an amazing like person. I could see myself being good friends
Dude,
with
you
you.
literally. this guy really hard.
Is
You haven't
someone-
said one negative thing, and
is
he
someone that
doesn't check
parties.
any of the boxes.
She literally said, I don't date guys who party. She's looking for somebody that doesn't do drugs. And I'm sure being a degenerate gambler is not high on her list. And so why would she want to get and hook up with Togi? She likely wants an older man who has a great career and who has his shit together, not someone like Togi.
Do you think you could ever give up the partying lifestyle?
I plan on
The
it.
best predictor of future behavior is past behavior. And asking Togi, could you give up the party lifestyle? Imagine says yes. That's what every boyfriend has said to their girlfriend when they've called them for what they are. Hey, could you stop doing this? Yeah, okay. And then they just don't. They tell you what you want to hear, not what you need to hear. You need to hear this. He's not going to change. He's not ready for that.
What was your degree gonna be in? Sorry, Steiny.
No, go ahead.
Finance, which is super stupid. Like, what even is finance? Nobody likes finance.
Looking for a guy in finance, 6'5", blue eyes, trust fund.
I'm looking for a man in finance with trust fund. 6'5", blue eyes.
Well, they also knew I wasn't like a lost cause. They knew I had like a good head on my shoulders, as long as I didn't die. So they really pushed, like, drove the idea of like not drunk driving in my head. Like, I've still never driven a car drunk.
Let's applaud him for at least not breaking one rule, one thing that's highly illegal, driving drunk. He hasn't yet done that. And so congratulations. What should we next celebrate? The fact that he hasn't gone to jail? That he hasn't yet suffered a heart attack?
I mean, like, spend your money on.
I save
cool
money.
things,
I'm
but,
gonna keep it
like,
real. I Uber X.
I never.
Why would you buy Uber X? It's only perhaps $10 more to order comfort.
Anything you want to tell the viewers, bro? Anything out there that people need to know about you?
No, my message is pretty out there. Just, don't do anything to impress anyone else.
Yet he literally does drugs, which he hates doing 20-hour streams where he gets high and wastes $10,000 and he's hungover the next day. But he's doing that for himself. They've stated that they like to get drunk, but they only do so when they're on film. And so are they really doing it for them?
Okay, last thing. What's 12 times 12?
Oh, 144.
8 times 8.
Okay, nah. 91.
8 times 8 is 91? 91, Togi. Where did he come up with 91?
No, but I'm like bad at math, reading, writing. I took an IQ test and I'm like,
What
below
was your score?
Average IQ. It was in the 2 digits.
And so he doesn't want to say how low it was, but let me tell you this. The average IQ is 100 and one standard deviation for IQ is 15 points. And so if your IQ is 115, you're one standard deviation from the mean. People who have an IQ between 85 and 115, that's going to be 68% of the people. And so most people are between 85 and 115. And so if you're 2 standard deviations below the mean, it would be 70. And so is Togi 2 standards below the mean? Is Togi's IQ below 70?
At first, I was a little distraught. Like, damn, like, I am just actually on paper an idiot.
And certainly if he was on a 5-day bender, high or recovering from using drugs, that his IQ is going to be lower than last time. And Dr. Mike Isertel explains that when you're on steroids, there's a marked decrease in fluid intelligence. And so Togi, between the steroids, the recreational drugs, and staying up all hours of the night, how could you possibly expect to get a 3-digit IQ? And so, of course, instead of Togi abusing steroids, he could have tried Turk Builder and Geo2 Max, far healthier, not banned by WADA, and there's a money-back guarantee. If you don't like it, you get your money back. And so head to the website, code Greg, 15% off. Click the link in the description. Subscribe, click the bell button, comment to boost the algorithm, like the video if you liked it, watch one of those 2 bloops, of course, the cookbooks, the training books, the Circle Diet Book, the Hard and Last Time clothing line. If you're looking for coaching plans by me and my team, get to the website, and don't forget about the free diet and training program, and until next time, I am out.